If he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. At a glance at the man under center at 6'5", he always demands attention.
You talk about the pause that refreshes. I think it's come at a perfect time of the year for them, hasn't it? You know, it's the season is starting to wind down, got a little bit of a break. But how about the guy calling the signals? He's got to be excited about that because now he didn't just get a game plan for 1 week. He's able to work on it for 2 weeks. I can't wait to see if they have anything special in store for him today.
And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards. Now a 2nd and 2. Now a give right side. It's Cooper. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. An early test. 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2. They'll keep it on the ground. Cooper. And he's brought down, but not before picking up the first with a very effective stiff arm. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Up the middle they go. It's Cooper. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. They pick up 12 on the play, and the chains move. They'll try to throw down. Young. Over the middle, complete. That's Chambers. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. 2nd down and a yard. Young. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the 1st down. It's a 10-yard pickup and moves the chains.
Facing 2nd and short, that gives you a chance to go for a bigger play through the air. But I think he said to himself, why not just handle this one? Got all the yards he needed and then some, and made that snap a huge success.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on 1st down on the sack.
Well, he was really focused downfield, but there was really no viable options. The coverage was too good.
And the defense really quickened the tempo of that play with their pass rush because there was nowhere for him to go with the football. The only place he ended up, down on the ground.
So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Now Young. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Chambers. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12.
We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a 1st down.
Completes it right side to Cooper. And he'll be stopped at the 27-yard line, well short of the 1st down marker. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down. And his kick is indeed good, and the opening drive of the game yields 3.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well, and kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And a peek at the man under center. He has 5 full years in the league under his belt, now in year number 6.
And there was a positive in last week's loss. No interceptions thrown by him. But he only threw 1 touchdown pass, and you know he wants that to improve. He might even consider that as part of the reason that they couldn't take the win last time out. I believe we'll see a more aggressive version of him this week whenever they're nearing the end zone.
Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
Well, the great coach has said football's really a simple game. Rush theirs, protect yours. And he's talking about those guys throwing the football. In this situation, the rush won, hitting the quarterback and forcing him into an incompletion.
Off play action. Conway. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. And they'll send the slot in motion left. Looking to throw. Conway. He finds his man. Complete. It's Newman. They get 14 yards, but not enough for the first down due to the previous penalty.
3rd down and 6.
Off the play fake. Conway fighting through pressure.
And that is incomplete. But the pressure there on 3rd down, forcing the errant pass. 4th down coming up.
That is their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
On the return, Johnson.
That'll be a 43-yard punt, but a net of just 33 following a 10-yard return. And out will come the offense as they take over.
Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their 2nd drive.
They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. To throw, Young.
This one taken in by Stover.
And he is going to lose yardage here. Despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. 2nd down.
In today's NFL, we're accustomed to the tight end getting downfield and creating plays and wreaking a little havoc in the secondary. Not on this one, though. They diagnosed that one really well.
Tried the dump off, lost yardage. Over the middle, complete. It's Chambers. So the completion good for just 3. And that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9.
And they'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first.
3rd down, Young from the gun. And he can't escape, and down he goes.
Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss.
Well, how about that? A dime set on defense, 6 defensive backs. None of them blitz. They're just back there in coverage. Defensive lineman gets the sack.
That's where the O-line, they go to the sideline, they keep their helmets on so the cameras can't find them, right?
Yeah, the cameras can't find them, but I know one thing. The O-line coach will.
And they'll send out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. This is fielded at the 27. It'll go as a 42, make it a 43-yard punt, 6 on the return.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Set for the 2nd quarter, San Diego in possession of the football.
From the 35, here's a 2nd and 7.
As they've got it as we resume action. Operating from the gun, Conway. And his throw is incomplete.
And that's a nice job there because you've got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties, and he's able to knock that one away.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. He's going to find his running back. It's complete.
And he's able to break out of 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down.
3 yards.
yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
How about that strategy there, Brandon? 3rd down. They just said, we've got faith in our tacklers. We'll give you the short stuff, and just decided to protect the sticks. So every time I hear fans telling me tackling's not a part of the game anymore, plays like that, I can clip and save and show them you have to tackle well if you want to be a good defense.
It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Young to throw it. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Hodges. And he'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. And the ball on the 30. Here's 2nd and 4. Looking to throw, Young. Over the middle, Cooper with it. Shedding the tackler, and it gives him some room. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 26 and also a 1st down.
A great job there, and that old cliche, taking what the defense gives you, comes right into play. Nothing too out of the ordinary about the throw. Just a little dump off over the middle. But what is out of the ordinary is what he did with it after the catch. Not only did he grab the ball, but how about the significant yardage he picked up after he pulled it in.
And he gets this inside the 35-yard line.
11 more yards that go around, a 1st down as well. Again, it's Young. And he's got his man on the out route. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Throwing, Young. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. I call it no gain there on the 1st down play. Here's 2nd and 10. Young. And it's caught. Touchdown. A great effort there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Snowhawks are able to stretch out their lead. They went empty backfield, all their weapons out wide, so there really was no secret here to what they were going to do.
No secret, but they still had to execute it, and they still had to protect the guy throwing the ball, because oftentimes when you empty the backfield, people bring pressure at you. They managed to hold in there and successfully complete the touchdown pass.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead grows to 10-0. So that drives 6 plays, 75 yards. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And they dipped a game below 500 following the loss last week. And you get the sense that maybe this team's at a little bit of a crossroads here.
Yeah, I think that's a really good way to put it, because what's that old malaprop? If you come to a fork in the road, take it. Because this crew, they're losing ground fast. They've got to start winning some ball games. And the good teams, they're starting to separate themselves, and these guys are being left behind.
Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones and a 1st down.
Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a 1st down.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. It'll go as a gain of 4, and that'll bring up 2nd down. They'll bring one of the tight ends in motion left. Now an option play on 2nd down. And a pretty good burst right there as he'll take this down to the 33. And a solid job using his legs. 16 yards and a 1st down on the keeper. Now a give right side. Callaway taken down at the 30. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Here's a 2nd and 7. Looking left side, and it's complete. And he gets into the end zone for the touchdown. A great play there. 30 yards. And the Bulls have cut it back within a score.
I think if you polled defensive backs, they would say the corner route, take that out, make it illegal, because that is so hard to recognize and so hard to adjust, because your first move is to not get beat in the middle of the field, and that's how they move you first before they break off to the corner.
But then as the wide receiver, great job. It's tough to turn those upfield and go, but he did a great job with it there.
Really good balance, really good body control, and how about the end result? A touchdown.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Out is their quarterback with this offense to take over once more. He had the touchdown pass on their previous drive, and they'll search for another score as they begin here with a 1st and 10.
They'll bring a receiver in motion left. Young will set to throw. He finds his man complete. That's Hodges. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. 2 minutes remaining in the first half. 10-7, our score.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable 2nd down.
Now Young. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Chambers.
4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
Here's Young. He finds his man complete. That's Chambers.
I know the halftime's approaching, but I don't think he's going to want to take a break. That's his 5th catch.
Yeah, they've really been targeting the tight end. Now here's Young. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the 1st.
To the air once more, Young. Shelling through the defense. Young into the slide, and he's got a 1st down. Now a timeout called for by the offense, as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. Out of the gun, it's Young. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards.
Despite writing it down on my notes, I never give enough credit to the offensive line, and we have to here. The protection, that's what made this play a success. Quarterback had to wait for his crossing route to develop, and that takes a little bit of extra time. Excellent job by the big fellas up front.
Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
And the slot man goes in motion left. Young to throw it. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
From the 5 now, 2nd and a yard.
Young now. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he's into the end zone for the receiving touchdown. A great effort there in the final seconds of the first half.
And the Snowhawks will extend their lead here just before halftime.
That's one of the better examples of clock management I've seen. Whittled it all the way down just about and still put the ball in the end zone.
Yeah, just a methodical drive and something really to take into the lockers here. Extra point right down the middle. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. So that drive in total 8 plays. And it's finished off with a 5-yard touchdown run.
So not much time to work with here. 9 seconds remain in the half as this one is away. And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Over the middle, complete. That's Newman. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. A final shot before break. Conway throwing the out route incomplete. That's Edwards. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you, too, in a bit. For now, plenty of early game action around the NFL to get you caught up on, so let's get to it. We'll get started up in the capital city of Columbus, Ohio, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. The Wizards with a good performance there, and it leads to their 4th victory on the year. From there, we're off to check out another game, and that one all tied. This has certainly been a fun one to watch so far. We knew this was going to be a battle, but we have not been disappointed. This is the kind of game that could wind up hinging on which side could play mistake-free football the rest of the way.
And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. This offense ready to go to begin this third quarter. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air. They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble. They'll run on first down. Callaway looking for a crease. Can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. Operating from the gun, Conway being chased out left. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run.
He's been making himself a weapon as a runner, and the results, they've been welcomed by his offense. My question is about the defense we're watching right now, partner. Even after he got him with a scramble earlier this drive, they still aren't devoting enough attention to him. I would expect that after that carry, they'll do a much better job going forward, spying on him on passing downs.
And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31.
That's the kind of play this offense desperately needed. They've got to be saying, our defense has kept us in the ball game. We're down, but we're certainly not out. And maybe that was the spark that they've been searching for.
They go play action here on first down. And it's caught. Touchdown. A 12-yard touchdown grab.
And the Bulls have got it back to within a score.
And, partner, they found a gap there on the post pattern, and it was in the middle third of the field.
And that's really difficult to do because ordinarily the safeties are back there to prevent that happening. But they found the opening and exploited it.
Extra point attempt here still to come. And this is up and good to make it a 17-14 game. So the drive there took 6 plays. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Snowhawks offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And maybe some renewed pressure on this unit following the touchdown a moment ago. It's back to a one-score game.
And because of that pressure, because it's now a one-score game, they know this is where you need to slow the momentum change, because otherwise that could overrun your team. You've got to be careful right here.
And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
He's had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. Right back to him on first down. And he'll be taken down at about the 45. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in cover.
And he cannot get away, and Young will go down. Multiple defenders there to drop him for a loss of 4.
An assortment of sacks in this game. This one the product of a good jump and terrific effort. Moves quickly off the snap of the ball. Doesn't let up until he's in the backfield and impacting the quarterback.
This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And this one sails out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25. It will. 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
On second down, here's a keeper by the QB.
And he probably should have given that one off, as he's going to get hit and taken down behind the line.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts, because he definitely needs some assistance.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 15 yards through the air and a first down.
So he turned to a trusted, familiar face in that third down situation. It paid off.
Yeah, you go to your veteran receiver in that spot, so you can't underestimate him when he's on the field. Defensively, make sure you know where he is, because he understands how to get open in key situations.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And he is going to lose yardage here. Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4.
Well, it looked like the defense, they were ready for that one.
Really left him almost no room to work after catching the ball. He could throw every move in the book at him. They were there, and they tackle him for a loss.
Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. Oh, and this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away. They need 12 here. It's third down.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back to Toronto. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the fourth quarter. Back to throw again. Quick hitter here. It's complete. So he stopped for no gain. And that'll bring up fourth down.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on third down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return.
The home team's offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And he has been masterful so far in leading this offense. He's kept the mistakes to a minimum. He's been on point with his passes, and he's generally been one step ahead of this defense all game long.
Here's Young, throwing to start the drive. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll give them a short yardage situation here for second down. Now a handoff up the middle. It's Cooper. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. And this offense on third down today, 2 for 5 to this point. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. And right side, they're going to go option here. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Really good effort. He does it himself, picks up 15, also picks up the first down.
Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there and worked out well.
And how about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. Let's face it, most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play.
So 5 yards here, 5 on the play, and that'll make it second down. Operating from the gun, Young. He finds his man, complete. It's Chambers. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. Operating from the gun, Young.
And this nearly an interception, but it's incomplete. Well, a turnover really would have helped him there, but not to be.
Young's incompletion on first down leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Chambers. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
On 3rd down, Cooper escapes the defender. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
41 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
Starting to feel a little to me like the air is coming out of the balloon, so to speak, defensively.
They're taking their will from them right now. That's what they're doing. Whatever they want to call, it's working. They're handling things up front. And it's not just the offensive line. It's everyone. You're seeing the guys on the perimeter blocking downfield and making sure that they're secure. So, yeah, you're exactly right. The air's out of the balloon, and right now they're almost lifeless.
That is caught inside the 5. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down. Back to throw. Young. And it's caught. Touchdown. A great play there. With his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year.
And the Snowhawks will add to their 4th quarter lead. And, Charles, they continue to have trouble stopping him as he's into the end zone yet again.
Yeah, that's multiple series now that have ended with him in the end zone. A perfect plan of how to utilize him best when they get in close.
Extra point splits the uprights, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Well, that last touchdown we just saw, what an important one. Now it's back to a 2-score deficit for this crew as they take the field here, and they are in desperate need of finding the end zone.
Got his man complete over the middle. That's Newman. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. On first down, he'll drop to throw. Dancing to his left. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line.
2nd and 6 coming up.
Operating from the gun, Conway. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's our visitors with a football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Back to throw now on first down. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he will take it in for the touchdown. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Bulls have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th.
Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a 1-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The home team's offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been that successful. He just processes things so quickly and makes a right read seemingly every time. They'll fake it on the jet sweep, and instead a handoff up the middle.
Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball. And he is going to have a first down here. And that should be the one that seals a victory.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Cooper. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Up the middle they go. It's Cooper. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line.
Brandon, sometimes it just comes down to the power of suggestion, because I know exactly what they said all week long. We're coming off the open week. We'll have the fresher legs in the 4th quarter, and they will wilt when we get to that point. And right now, it appears that they're thinking that exact thing.
Yeah, offensively, they had the bye last week. Defensively, did not. Is that really a big factor? Is that more talk during the week?
I think the more that you talk about it, the more that you emphasize it, the more sometimes it comes true for your team.
Young's going to take a knee here, and that should just about do it.
So no shortage of offense in this game, but a very clean game too, Charles. Each side got its points, but they did so without committing a single turnover.
That's so true, and it certainly felt like NFL football at its finest, right? You talk about the highest level from both of these offenses. Neither one of them afraid of taking risks, and both of them aggressively pushing it downfield. I did like, Brandon, how smart they were about going about their business, though. They were high-flying, but they took care of the ball.
Yeah, they did, and just keeping it clean in a game like this with all these points, you don't see that very often, even at the highest level. Job well done by both sides.
So for Toronto, they keep pace for a playoff spot as they move to 7-3, and they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for our visitors, it was a game they really needed as they drop back to 4-6. And they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.
Choose the team you want to start your franchise with. Use the options on the left. It's Week 11 of the NFL, and we'll see the Aviators, Offensive Player of the Year. He's going to be a busy man in the passing game. It's the Aviators and the Pioneers, and it's all up next.
Now from the birthplace of the game itself, EA Sports so proud to join you from the Hall of Fame city of Canton, Ohio. Along with Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin here. And Charles, we take a look at this Canton team as they get ready down on the field.
Now, losers their last time out, so they'll look to make amends here.
And one of the best ways you can do that is to be at home, and they are. They're going to try and ride that home crowd and that wave of emotion to a victory in this one.
On the other side of the field for our visitors here, they too were losers last week, so they're also hoping to get back in the win column.
Something's got to give in this one, right? Both teams want to start a new streak, and they both want it to be a victory. This should be a fun one.
The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports.
Well, now how about this return? And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And leading them out there, we get a look at their 6'3" quarterback.
And if you go by the numbers, he's had a Pro Bowl-type season, and maybe that's even selling him a little bit short. He's the NFL leader in touchdown passes to this point in the year, and with the end of the season not too far away, he's got his guys playing at a very high level.
Now a run. Here's the first-round pick from April's draft.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Their first play from scrimmage is a pickup of 13.
And that's how you get started and open up a game. Really well-blocked play. Picked up a nice chunk of yardage. If you're the offensive line, that's exactly what you've talked about all week long in your meetings. Establish the line of scrimmage and take control. And they gave their running back plenty of room to rumble.
Now 2nd and 3. Hands it off out of the gun.
And he'll get this down only to about the 46.
You look at this defense.
They come in a top 10 unit against the pass, currently 8th in the NFL.
This secondary has really developed into one of the strengths of this team. They diagnose, they cover, they run, they hit. What a nice team.
And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30.
16 yards is the pickup there on a first down for Chicago.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? They looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And after the good gain last play, this time they say, as he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Pushing his way through. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down. Looking to throw. Carter. Touchdown! A great play there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Pioneers get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Well, they spoke about the importance of getting off to a good start, and they're on their first drive, Charles, into the end zone for the touchdown.
And what an advantage for them. They're already clicking one drive in, didn't need to wait to get up to full speed. We had heard about the extra time they'd put in with each other, trying to learn each other's skills, what they liked, the whole deal, and it paid off early in this one. I would expect them to keep firing on the next drive and keep that connection going.
So that drive 7 plays in length, and it culminates in a touchdown for Chicago. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And we get a glance at their leader in the huddle, the veteran, in his 9th season now in the league.
Would you say that last week's performance by him, workmanlike in terms of numbers?
1 touchdown, 1 pick, but obviously a loss.
Yeah, and that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe leans on a few other parts of the offense, and hopefully springs a receiver or 2 free.
Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down. Operating from the gun. Cummins over the middle. He's got Watkins. And getting this just shy of midfield. They'll spot it at the 49. Give them 14 on that one and a first down. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up.
And he got blown up, losing yardage on the play back at the 44. Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side before lost yardage.
Terrific read, better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and caused a nice play for lost yardage.
Really in a hole here, 3rd and 17 following the 2 negative plays. Operating from the gun, Cummins. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
And the fair catch is taken at about the 13-yard line here. The Pioneers offense and their quarterback coming out for their 2nd drive. And his ability to use his legs has given the defense fits when trying to game plan. He's currently 2nd in the NFL in rushing yards by a QB. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive.
And they'll be looking to make this a 2-score advantage. Had the touchdown on their first drive, Charles. Hey, they can get up 2 scores here on the road. That's a heck of a start.
And not only have they thought about it, I wonder if they visualized it. I remember playing, and they used to turn the lights out in our meeting room and run through a situation like this and say, just think about what it would be like to be up on the road and take the crowd out of it. Maybe they did some of that.
And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. A Chicago first down there on a gain of 11. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
11 yards there, just like last play. They'll look to throw now on first down. Campbell making the catch. It'll be a gain of 5, and it'll be second down. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you break a tackle and turn it into a bigger game. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Ready for the second quarter, and it's our visitors with the football. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. On third down, Overton. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means fourth down.
I'll bet they thought they had picked that one up because it was a 3rd and 2 call. And they got awfully close. Now we're at 4th and inches. I wonder if they think they're feeling lucky here and maybe want to go pick it up.
So they bring out their punter, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. The Aviators offense, led by their running back, headed out for the second possession. And as we check out the NFL leaders in rushing touchdowns coming into the weekend, see a familiar name there near the top of the leaderboard, currently second in that category. He's going to loft it deep right sideline. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. Now a 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Cummins. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
From the gun on third down, Cummins. He's got a man, complete. Down to the 10, and he will take this one in for a touchdown. A big play there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Aviators are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go. Uh-oh, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Point after, right down the middle. And we are tied at 7. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37. The Chicago offense set to get started. Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down. right side. Overton takes this to the 45. Got a little space after that nice move.
Now, the offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted.
Looking to throw. Carter. And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield. It'll be a loss of 10. And it'll bring up second.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game watching this offensive line because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
Now that after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Over the middle, hauled in by Campbell. And he'll be taken down right away up near midfield at the 47. Carter from the gun on 3rd down. And he'll only get this to about the 44 as they stop him short of the line to gain.
That was a good effort there trying to do it on his own, but as a defender, you're in a tough spot because you have coverage responsibilities behind you, and if you take off too quick to try and get him down, he might loft it over you. Is that your guys in the front 7 can get him down. It's powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again.
Hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, 1st down. Harris running straight ahead. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, these two teams win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home.
Harris going to get it again on 2nd down. And able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41.
3rd and 4.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun.
And that went to the right side and incomplete.
Like what I see so far out of this defense because they've been showing their best coverages on 3rd down. So far, only allowed 1 conversion on a handful of attempts. One area of their game plan that they've executed to perfection.
His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field.
As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
Throw left side here complete to Campbell. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. 3rd catch of this first half for him, and this one is a 1st down. Now a handoff up the middle. Overton. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. All knotted up at 7. A reminder that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll check in with Jonathan Coachman from Orlando. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half of play. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down. Back to throw. Carter. Oh, he stays up. And that is incomplete.
1 first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
They bring their punter out there now as he's on to punt for Chicago. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. That's taken on the 25. 43 yards on the punt. 7-yard return.
The Canton offense takes over once again. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone.
Throwing to start the drive. Cummins. Wide open receiver, complete. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Looking to throw. Cummins. He finds his man, complete. That's Owens. And he's got this down to the 35. Another strong gain on the last two plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
That's to the right sideline, and it falls incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down.
And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. They'll look to throw again. He finds his man, complete. It's Owens. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it's second down. Again, he'll drop to throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. 18 yards that time to push him up, first and goal.
And that's a nice job of working his way open down in the red zone. Looked that one in and then made a beeline for the pylon. He didn't quite get there, and you want to give him a little extra for the effort. But instead, he sets his guys up in excellent shape with a first and goal.
Back to throw. Cummins. And it's caught. Touchdown. From a yard out.
And the Aviators will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. So that really an almost perfect drive as they chew up some clock and wind up scoring late in this first half.
And remember, they've got a chance to double dip here because they're going to get the ball first to start the third quarter. So they potentially could go up 2 scores before the other guys get a chance to do anything.
Extra point right down the middle. And that makes the score 14-7. So this drive spans 7 plays. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27. One more go for this offense in the first half.
And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And an anxious moment or two there, but they do get him down. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Campbell. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Looking to throw. Carter.
Back to the same target, Campbell.
Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. This one from 48 yards away. And his kick is right there. It's good, and that will do it for this first half. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game. As we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you two in a bit. For now, plenty of early game action around the NFL to get you caught up on, so let's get to it. We'll get started up in the capital city of Columbus, Ohio, where you see the final score there. 21-18, your final. Next, we head off to check out another game, and that one all tied. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you, And as you see, they were winners in their ball game. 24-21, the final score. We were certainly treated to an entertaining first half. Both these teams with some high points and maybe a couple of low points as well. So it's going to be a question of who can be the most disciplined team going forward.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. This offense headed back out, captained, of course, by their quarterback. And we'll take you through some of the highlights here. You'll notice he had a hand in a lot of them so far. He's got this offense rolling right now. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Operating from the gun, Cummins. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
And this drive is almost over before it began thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on first down, followed by an incompletion, one more good rep, and they get off the field.
And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'll guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
We'll call that a 43-yard punt, 2 on the return.
So now out comes this offense led by their quarterback as they take over once more. He had the touchdown pass earlier, adding to his impressive season total as you take a look at the NFL leaders in touchdown passes at this point in the season.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive.
And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out, and now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense them saying, okay, the first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced a punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for this second half.
And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
3rd down and 10.
Back to throw. Carter. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. And now that brings up 4th down there. A loss of 6 yards on the sack. And on now is the punter, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today.
Personal foul, roughing the kicker, defense.
You got the lead here in the second half. That's the last penalty you want to commit.
And they were getting the ball. Why are you going after the punter there? Just take the football and keep going.
A lack of discipline defensively on 4th down, and now that leads to a 1st and 10.
Here's a handoff out of the gun. And a good push there defensively as they stop him at the 48. A gain of just 1. Now 2nd and 9.
Looking to throw. Carter. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. A gain there of 21 yards.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give him a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now a give, right side. Overton. And he struggles to get a yard here, maybe a yard, down to the 31. From the 31, here's 2nd and 9. Off play action. Carter, 3rd. Off the play fake. Carter. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
But based on the play we just saw there, he might not be the guy you want to challenge in coverage on these all-important snaps. He certainly looks dialed in right now.
And his kick here is good. And the lead is down to 1 now at 14-13. So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps him inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
And he won't quite make it to the 25. Here comes the Canton offense to set up shop. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Back to throw. Cummins. And that's to the left sideline and incomplete.
Partner, for once in my life, I'll be succinct. In a one-possession game, every single stop like that could be a difference maker.
A run with Harris out of the shotgun. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Here now, 3rd and a yard. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. That is caught. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. Defense was expecting run, and they're dealt a pass of over 15 yards.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
He finds his man, complete. That's Owens. And he was able to shed one tackle, but could not get away from there. Ball at the 33, 2nd and 9. Looking to throw. Cummins. Over the middle, that's caught by Owens. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. Under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter as they come up 1st and 10. Back to throw. Cummins. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Yeah, and that's just so difficult for them because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starring in the NBA at power forward. It's a really difficult task.
He finds his man, complete. It's Owens. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now in the home of the Pro Football Hall of Fame, Canton, Ohio. An 8-play drive to this point. So here's play number 9 on 3rd and 7. An option handoff given to Harris. Well, he's taken down, but not before picking up the first thanks to a flashy little spin move. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
Looking to throw. Cummins got a man, and he hits him in stride. Yeah, that's good for a gain of 6, and it'll be 2nd down. Operating from the gun. Cummins. This is caught. A 5-yard gain there makes it 1st and goal.
But right there, he rose to the occasion late in a close game.
It's something he thought about, dreamed about, and worked on throughout his career. Because in these types of situations...
And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. It's their quarterback. His 3rd touchdown of the game, number 16 on the season.
And the Aviators get an important score there to extend their lead here in this 4th quarter.
Well, I'd have to say that for him, that was an all-encompassing drive because it was his arm that got his team down to that point, but his legs that finished the deal. Give him credit for making it happen.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that will ensure that it will take a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie it. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Chicago offense set to get started. There's still plenty of time here in the 4th quarter, and just a 1-possession game, down 8. They'll be looking for the touchdown and 2-point conversion. A field goal here on this drive does very little at this stage.
A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
Here's a 2nd and 9 now from the 29.
Operating from the gun, Carter.
He gets it to Johnston.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 23 yards the pickup there.
And that's a much-needed 1st down right there. Look, they're down by 8. So logic says they don't have to get a touchdown out of this drive. But the way things are going, I don't know if I'd put it in the hands of my defense here. You might not get the ball back at all. So if a 4th down situation comes up, I'm thinking hard about going for it right here and right now.
Gets this to Campbell out on the right side. And he works free. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Last play, they went over 20 yards. This time, they topped 30. Now, we know this offense has the potential to strike quickly, and they just bit off 2 huge plays on back-to-back snaps.
So on the other side of the ball, you've got to go Band of Brothers thought process. No one left behind. No pointing fingers, no accusations. Because if you don't, those quick strikes we just saw, they become long-lasting.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
His running ability has been an extra dimension of their game plan thus far. For once, though, he doesn't create any magic against the front that's prepared for him to try and take off.
2nd and 9 now. Escaping the pressure right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down.
Multiple defenders there to drop him for a loss of 4.
This offense so far on 3rd down, they've had their troubles. Just 1 for 6. This is 3rd and 14. Now he's forced out right. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. Nowhere to go downfield, but he's able to get out of bounds and stop the clock here with a 1st down. Back to throw. Carter. And he's got it. Touchdown. A 5-yard touchdown.
And the Pioneers have a chance to tie things up as they trail by 2 here in the 4th. So part 1 of what they needed is done. They get in the end zone. Now you have to imagine we'll see a try for 2.
And that's what the book says, but defensively, they can't hang their head right here. They still got a chance to come out with the lead if they make a play.
Here we go now as we get set for a big 2-point conversion. They'll try and throw for it. And he's got it. The conversion good, and we are tied in the fourth. Still time to work with on the clock, but they wanted the tie now, and they got it.
And I love their aggressiveness. Go ahead and get it done, get the game tied. Now your team has the momentum, and you're staring across the field saying, let's see if you can match us.
Well, this one setting up for a great finish. All tied in the fourth as the kick's away. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Well, they just gave up the score to tie it. That's the bad news. The good news, plenty of time in this fourth quarter to try to grab that lead back. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 41 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
That run's successful in large part because they had a lot of extra help blocking up front.
Yeah, you've got guys who can do that very, very well. In addition, they can catch the football. So sometimes when they line up with 3 tight ends, it's not necessarily to run it, and that gives you an advantage when you do decide to barrel off the line of scrimmage and block people downfield.
9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. They run again with Harris. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25.
Another carry for their leader, and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports.
So it's our home team here in possession of the football as we come back. They've got a first down in field goal range already.
Now a first down carry for Harris.
And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
They hand this off to Harris.
Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now.
On the give, this is Harris. He's taken down at the 7 after a gain of 7. Now a 2nd timeout called for by the defense as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. How about this? They'll try the option, left side. And holding it may be the wrong decision as he stopped in the backfield.
An important one here, no doubt. 3rd and 4.
Now Harris. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage.
Partner, you've got about 20 coaches on your payroll, but there's 60,000 of them in the stands. I don't think any of them like that play.
And the later we go, it's starting to sound like 100,000 in here. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This to take the lead here in the final minute. And this one is right through. And the sideline celebrates as they have taken the lead in the final minute. All right, so time to reset here. It's a huge kick there, gives them the lead, but they've got to be careful that their celebrations aren't a little too premature.
You're exactly right about that, because there still is time for the other guys to run a few plays and get into field goal position. So this defense is going to need to come up with one final stop if they're going to get out of here with a victory.
They'll come up 1st and 10 here.
He'll look to throw. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
They'll come up now on 2nd down.
They'll look to throw.
And that one too wide and incomplete.
Probably time for 2 more shots, and ideally, they'd like to get the midfield or so they have a chance at a Hail Mary on the final play.
He's back to throw. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds. This defense looking impenetrable now. 3 straight incompletions. They're giving him nowhere to go with the football. Maybe a little frustrated back there.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. When you've missed on 3 straight, there's going to be some frustration. But now
he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And, boy, possession here turns over with a football already being in the red zone. Victory very much in sight now as they'll take a knee. So no shortage of offense in this game, but a very clean game too, Charles. Each side got its points, but they did so without committing a single turnover.
That's so true, and it certainly felt like NFL football at its finest, right? You talk about the highest level from both of these offenses. Neither one of them afraid of taking risks, and both of them aggressively pushing it downfield. I did like, Brandon, how smart they were about going about their business, though. They were high-flying, but they took care of the ball.
Yeah, they did. And just keeping it clean in a game like this with all these points, you don't see that very often, even at the highest level. Job well done by both sides. So for Canton, it's a win that might keep them alive in the playoff race as they're back to 500 at 5-5. And they will hit the road next week. Meanwhile, for Chicago, it'll be loss number 6 on the season for them. And they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.
choose the team you want to start your franchise with. Use the option. It's Week 11 of the National Football League, and we're watching the Bison's creative quarterback. He's going to have to air it out plenty this week. It's the Bisons and the Oilers, and it's coming up next on Madden Football.
Thank you to Trey Mosley for the introduction. We are indeed excited to welcome you to another edition of the NFL on EA Sports. So good to have you with us, Mike Tirico, Greg Olsen up here in the booth. And Greg, this is one of those games that will old school. The team will hand it off and see their running back do it on the ground.
And it's just so cool, and you mentioned it, Mike. Maybe 10, 15 years ago, this would have been the norm on any given weekend, but we're seeing the game trend to more of a passing-style offense. If you want to score points, it mostly comes through the air. So for these two kind of throwback offenses that rely so heavily on their running backs, anybody that loves old-school power football, I think we're in for a treat.
Stage is set. Ball is on the tee. And off we go on EA Sports. Now return coming from the 7. And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30. The Houston offense heading out to the field for the first time. Leading this offense, their veteran quarterback.
They find themselves coming off a win last week that came right down to the end, and the best teams in the NFL, Mike, they can win close games, and they can win different style games. You're not going to blow people out consistently in the NFL. The league is just too good and has too much parity. But the teams that are the best in one-score games, they're often the ones finding themselves in the best position come playoff time.
Here's 2nd and 9. They run once more with Edwards. And he'll get this very close to a first down. A nice run there. Just end up a little bit short. An early test to start this one. 3rd and inches. Motion the slot man left. They fake the jet sweep and will hand it up the middle. And that'll keep the drive going. He's got the first down up past the 40-yard line.
I think everybody in the stadium saw that run coming, Mike, but good luck stopping it. I mean, all he really had to do was just fall forward, and it would be enough to pick up the first down.
Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. Here's a keeper on the zone read. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
I think this is something we're going to continue to see today, Mike, as this game goes along. They're going to make the defense make a decision. Do you want to account for the running back, or do you want to account for the quarterback? In this case, they choose the running back, and the quarterback makes them pay by picking up the first down.
Just trying to avoid the rush there. He's hit as he threw in the pass. Is incomplete. We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Throwing now from the gun. The throw here is complete. A gain there of 16 yards. First down for Houston.
These crossing concepts are frequently used, Mike, throughout the entire game. all across the league. And what it does is it creates a lot of natural rubs. You run out the backside of the defense and rely heavily on the yards after the catch, and it's exactly how they're able to pick up this big game.
They'll come up here, 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. He'll get that into the hands of Cobb. And he's going to be taken down.
And if he's late with that throw, Mike, there's a really good chance a defender could have made a play on it. But he does a beautiful job. He puts the ball out in front of his shoulder, leads the receiver, and allows him to get upfield and pick up the first down.
They'll run here with Edwards. Mark down at the 6. Here now, 2nd down and goal. Again, it'll be Edwards. And he's going to lose yardage here, taken down back at the 8.
This ball carrier just didn't want to go down. This defense, they had to throw everything they had at him, Mike. He just kept fighting and fighting. But finally, when they were able to get him on the ground, they were able to do it for a loss.
Throwing here on 3rd and goal. It is brought in the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. And hold on to that football, young man. That's a keeper. His 1st NFL touchdown. A terrific way to start this one. Not only a touchdown, but a nice long march down the field. Makes it a long walk back to the bench for the defense.
Mike, that's about as good as you can imagine starting a game offensively. To be able to sustain that many plays and be able to cap it off with a touchdown, that is a dream start for this offense.
The extra point is up and through. And the Oilers will take a 7-0 lead. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. The return starts from the 5. Oh, he's got room past the 30. Nice job by the return team as he takes it across the 30-yard line. This crowd ready in anticipation, their offense taking the field for the first time. They are led out by a man who's done this now for a long time. Their veteran quarterback.
Coming off a loss last time out, I think the #1 goal today, Mike, is he needs to make a bigger impact on the outcome of today's game. Last week, he was not bad by any stretch of the imagination, but it was really just a modest performance. He was okay. Well, okay at the quarterback position is not a winning formula week in and week out in the NFL. They need him to be a difference maker. They need him to be a dynamic playmaker. He's capable of all those things, and if we can get that level of play out of him today, I think they can expect a different result than last week.
And they bring him down, but not until he crosses midfield.
So you're on the sideline, and you're watching the other team go right down the field and score on their first drive. As a play caller, you have to be careful that it doesn't throw you out of your initial plan coming into the game. They wanted to establish some ground game here early, and that's exactly what they did.
And he's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard. Here's a 2nd and 9. Back to throw. Short pass taken in by the tight end. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5. Here's a 3rd down and 4. Williams, the tight end, is in motion. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down. On now comes the punt team for the Bisons, as they'll say no to the long field goal and hope to pin them deep. And this is going to work out for them. Out of bounds, and they'll mark it inside the 10. The Oilers offense ready to possess the football for the 2nd time. They'll have a long field ahead of them as they start 1st and 10. Quick throw, taken in. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down. They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. Off play action. He'll set up to throw.
He's going to let this one go deep. He's got it. And he'll be taken down all the way up past the 45.
Those are the explosive pass plays that this team is going to continue to mine all day. And you can see pre-snap, the quarterback loved his matchup. He allowed his receiver to work downfield. Perfect throw, and now sets them up to try to see if they can finish this drive off with some points.
First and 10. A give zone read. It's Edwards. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
And a nice pickup there by the back with an explosive run play. And it's important to point out, Mike, his offensive play caller, he's still working off that opening script. It doesn't necessarily have to just be the first possession. Using formations, using run game and pass. Unmask the defense and understand where to take the play calling as the game unfolds.
Remember, he had the touchdown on the opening drive, and here on drive 2, he gets a first down with that catch.
This is what every offense looks to do, Mike. They want to attack the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. And oftentimes, that's where the chunk plays come. Give it to your receiver on the move and let them do the rest.
They're at the 17-yard line now for first and 10. His throw left side is complete. And he'll be taken down.
I love the way the ball's been moving around to different guys this drive, Mike. I mean, it really keeps the defense guessing and off balance. And now, this defense is going to have to figure out how to keep this offense out of the end zone because it's first and goal.
And he's going the wrong way, dropped back at the 7.
How often do we see linebackers be so fast trying to track down the ball carrier that they end up actually overrunning the play and allowing the running back to cut back, but not this guy. Does a great job staying in phase.
And that is caught in the end zone. He's in. Touchdown, Oilers. His 6th touchdown now for the season. Greg, I love the precision on that play. Very little time, very confined space, and they come through with the touchdown.
And it's the accuracy of the throw, Mike, that protects his receiver. Everything down here near the goal line is so condensed. You understand you're going to be thrown into tight windows, but when you trust your quarterback to protect you with the ball placement, it gives you a lot more confidence going across the middle of the field, and in this case, pays off for a touchdown.
A return now from the 4. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Bison's offense ready to take over for their 2nd possession. They're staring at a 2-touchdown deficit, 14-0. The score as the offense tries to regroup and get going with first and 10.
As a route runner, once you identify zone coverage like they were playing here, the key is find open space and stay in it. He did a nice job here because that was not a big hole. Quarterback had to put a little extra on that one, and they were able to make the completion.
And he is not going to get away. Might have gotten a yard, but it will set up 3rd down.
A gain of a yard brings up 3rd and 3.
He'll drop to throw. He'll look middle, and he's got his man complete. And he's going to have the first down. It is a gain of 6. Good conversion on 3rd down. Off the play fake. He'll look to throw. He bought all the time he could, but he's going to be taken down as he couldn't get a throw away.
We've seen a little bit of a transformation across the defensive tackle position. And what I mean, Mike, is years ago, they were on the interior of the line to stuff the run. They were big bodies taking up space. Now, not only do you have to defend the run, you have to be able to win one-on-one matchups and get to the quarterback.
They get big yardage on the deep ball. 35 yards.
This defense just gets punched in the mouth on that one, Mike, and it just seemed from up here that not everyone on defense was on the same page, and the offense was able to take advantage of it. The defense has to clean things up here in a hurry, because if they don't, they could be in for a long day.
Now they'll set up to throw. The pressure, too much, and he goes down.
Well, that's certainly one way to bounce back here defensively after giving up a huge explosive play on the previous snap. To bounce back and come away with a sack. Now you find yourself in 2nd and long. You can catch your breath, and the opportunity to get off the field has just gone up.
Taking off.
Initially, Mike, a really good job by the defense. Nowhere to go with the ball for this quarterback. He's forced to pull it down and turn into a runner. Little slow reaction, and he's able to actually pick up a pretty good game.
That's the one thing they couldn't have there, the sack that might take them out of field goal range.
An 8-yard loss brings up 4th down.
Two minutes to go here till halftime. Greg and I will be right back after this. On comes the punter now. He's on for the 2nd time. He'll try to get something inside the 10. And this is as good as you could possibly get. It's out of bounds, and it's marked right at the 1-yard line. Well done. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. The drive starts with a carry by Edwards. Oh, no. That is not going to work out at all. That will be a safety. The defense puts 2 points on the board with a safety. But, Greg, a lot of credit, not just to the defense, but special teams as well.
Give that assist here, Mike, to the punter. Just a play ago, being able to pin that offense deep inside their own territory leads directly to that 2-point safety.
So after that safety, it is a free kick, and that comes from the 20. Now an opening past the 30. He works free, right side. And he will go all the way. Touchdown, Tyson. You talk about a response. After the offense goes down the field and gets a touchdown, the special teams unit comes back to get the 6 right back for the other side.
And I've been there, Mike. You find yourself on offense, you watch your opponent go down and get a touchdown, and you're saying amongst each other, you're saying, hey, we're going to get the ball back. Let's go get one of our own. But in this case, the return unit says, no, offense, you stay on the sideline. We got this. And they go back and get a score of their own.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. Very good kickoff. Returnable from the 4. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Oilers offense starting to trot out for this next possession. The lead is 5 as they're going to start with this 1st down. Got his receiver on the in-cut. He's got it.
This is one of those throws where you're hoping you do most of the damage after the catch, but give credit to the defense. Once that ball was caught, they were on him quickly, and there was nowhere for him to go after the catch.
And they'll mark him down just shy of the 40. Now this offense going to use the first of their timeouts. And they'll stop it just over a minute remaining in this 1st half. And he's not going to be able to get away. Good defense on the perimeter. It'll be a loss of yardage.
We call them safeties because they're usually the last line of defense, but not here. On this play, he's up there at the line of scrimmage attacking the offense, and he takes him down for a negative play.
This one complete right side. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. Thrown into a sea of bodies, but it's complete. Now the offense will use their third and final timeout. So the decision has been made, and they will send the field goal unit out. This is going to be from 53 yards out. And that is no good. He missed it. So as we come to the half, it is a 5-point game. As we send you to our studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman. He's got the EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. More from you and Greg in a moment. But first, time for a look around the NFL to see what's going on here and what's already been an eventful afternoon of football. We'll get started up in the capital city of Columbus, Ohio, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. The Wizards with a good performance there, and it leads to their 4th victory on the year. From there, let's head off and check out a second game. And as you see, they were winners earlier this afternoon. The Snowhawks continue to make their case to be a playoff favorite as they're able to up their record to 7-3 with the victory. These two teams leaving the tunnel, and we'll head out with them. It's time to send it back over to Mike Tirico and Greg Olsen.
Coach, thanks. This one's still anyone's game. We'll see if we can come out with a hot hand in this second half. About to get started. Here comes a return from the 5. A good return as he takes it across the 30. The Vikes offense ready to get going again. They'll have it first in this third quarter. The deficit is 5, so they'll try to put a drive together here, and they'll begin it with 1st and 10. On play action, he'll set up to throw. Now he'll run it.
You know, Mike, nice job here by the quarterback, just understanding on these early downs, you just don't want to go backwards. So he's able to avoid the negative play, pick up a little bit, and mostly avoid the sack.
He'll check this down to the running back. They'll mark him down at the 44-yard line. So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. He throws right side down the field, and it is brought in. And he will score. Touchdown, Bison. Now, a 2-point conversion attempt coming.
The offense will line up for a 2-point conversion.
And he'll get into the end zone, doing it on his own. Successful 2-point conversion.
You just have to find a way defensively to step up there and get a stop. It's one thing to give up 6. You allow a touchdown. But now dig deep, man. Get a stop. Looked like there was some confusion, and offense is going to come away with 8.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. This one taken at the 7. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Oilers offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And I want to take you through the highlights here. They have been plentiful from the quarterback position. Has the offense running at a high efficiency throughout, and we'll try to sustain it here down the stretch. Right away, they'll set up to throw. He'll get it up 4 here as he is taken down.
It's not the big play they were hoping for, but first down efficiency, staying ahead of the chains, is what every offense is trying to find, and it brings up a manageable second down.
And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete. Here comes 3rd and 6. Scramble there, and he picks up the first down.
And here's a great example of why the pass rush on 3rd down, that it's critical it gets home. In this case, they're not able to get to the quarterback. He has extra time to not only escape the pocket, but to turn into a runner and pick up the first down.
And he'll get 2 on this one before being taken down. 2nd down and 8. They'll throw out of the gun. He's got his man on the in route. Yes, taken in over the middle. That's a pair of hookups on this drive. This one goes for 14 yards and a first down.
The key to good route running, Mike, is deceiving the man covering you into thinking you're doing one thing, and then you change it and do the other. And in this case, he had the defender thinking this was a vertical downfield route. And then next thing you know, he gets to his break point, he breaks in, and that ball's put right on the money for a big pickup.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. That'll be taken in by Edwards. And he won't get away. Good open field tackle there to get him down behind the line. On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. That's over the middle and taken in. He's got it. That's catch 3 just on this drive. And it gets his team a first down. They'll look to throw yet again. He's hit after the catch, and the ball comes free. The defense has it.
Mike, we hear that term, run after the catch, so often, and sometimes people miss that there's kind of a middle phase. There's the catch, but before it turns into a run, you have to secure the ball as a ball carrier, right? It needs to be put away, properly held, points of pressure, front tip up against your body. All of that is kind of taken for granted. Catching it is just step 1. You've got to secure the ball before you become a runner.
Back to throw here to begin the drive. This one's going to be taken in over the middle. He's close to a first down. Gain of 9. Nice pitch and catch on first down. A good spot here. 2nd and a yard. Going back in the backfield. He'll get the carry here. And I don't think he got there with that one. Only needed a yard. Wrapped up at the line of scrimmage. And now we're looking at 3rd down. Trying to pick this one up on the ground. That's going to be pretty close. Looks like he's got it, and he does. First down.
Really just the same approach that an offense would take on a quarterback sneak, Mike. You don't necessarily have to spring them for a huge gain. Can you buy just enough space up front to pick up 1 yard? That's exactly what they did. Pick up the first down.
And they get this one across midfield to the 47-yard line.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play. And it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest. And that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
I'll tell you what, if the offensive lineman had the same level of fight and effort that the quarterback did, they wouldn't be in this situation. It's a shame because that individual effort went a long way towards extending that play, and it still ended up resulting in a sack. A rare miss for a quarterback that we we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average, and frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out in front.
Going over the middle, this one is complete. And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35.
Third downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on third downs, that is a recipe for success.
Now, faking the give. Under pressure, and down he goes. They got him.
It's 2nd and 21 at the 43-yard line.
So we are through 3. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. He'll look to throw. The throw on the run is complete. Looking to convert for the 3rd time on this drive. They'll need another here. It's 3rd and 2. Red zone now. He'll drop to throw. An enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches. Back to the air one more time. And this is too far over the end line. It's incomplete. Don't need much. It is 3rd and inches. Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. And he does a nice job to avoid the initial wave. They're going to get him down behind the line.
And the big guys up front in the offensive line just continue to not be on the same page. And we've seen it time and time again here today. This pass rush remains one step ahead of him. And it's the quarterback who continues to pay the price.
And he's not going anywhere. Stuck behind the line. They have turned it over on down.
Well, that play had no chance from the start. The running back was not even able to make it back to the original line of scrimmage. Give credit to that defensive line. That was an incredible effort, forcing that 4th down stop.
The Houston offense going to make their way back onto the field. We'll see how they want to attack things here, backed up deep in their own end. It's 1st and 10. Slot man in motion left. Using the jet sweep for the fake, they run it up the middle. He'll work his way ahead for a gain of about 4. Here's 2nd and 6. Back to throw. Well, it's another catch for his favorite target. His 8th reception of the game. And good for a 1st down. Slot receiver headed right. They show jet sweep and instead run it up the middle. And a nice game there on 1st down. He takes it forward for 8 yards. Here's 2nd and 2. On the bootleg, he'll look to throw. That will just keep getting worse and worse until finally they bring him down.
The entire idea of the bootleg is to move your quarterback off his normal spot. Buy some extra your offensive line and alleviate some of the pressure on the protection. And in this case, it seemed to me like the quarterback panicked a little bit. He went into survival mode and ended up leading to a massive loss.
They need one right now. 3rd and long. He'll drop to throw. A wide open receiver downfield. This one is caught. And he's going to take this one all the way. 83 yards. Touchdown, Houston. What a game this has been. Back and forth we go, and that fourth quarter score changes the lead one more time.
And we've seen the lead go back and forth, Mike, and now the question is, can they get a stop? Can they find a way defensively to hang on to this lead and get themselves this big win?
The PAT, up and good. And the Oilers move out in front by 4. It's 21-17. Now return coming from the 7. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. The Bison's offense and the wideout getting set to go once more. Trail by 4. Touchdown gives them the lead. Drive begins with 1st and 10. They'll begin here on the ground. And he'll get forward for a couple. It's 2nd down. Shotgun snap. He'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
Pretty clear approach here, Mike. You're just trying to take advantage of the size of your tight end versus a smaller defender, and you're just saying box him out and go up for an offensive rebound and get the ball at its highest point. In this case, it falls incomplete, but if they continue to
riding that ball loosely, and it is out. And this is taken in by the defense. Well, he certainly turned it into something on the move. Downfield, looked like he was gaining yards, but then loses control, and the defense comes up with a turnover.
Early on, Mike, it looked like it was going to be a really good play by the quarterback, turning to his legs, getting some pretty good yardage with his feet, but then he failed to not only protect himself, but mostly protect the ball. Defense is able to put a hit on him, jar the ball loose, and now they'll take over after the big takeaway.
They fake the jet sweep and give it up the middle. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
Fourth quarter, you find yourself protecting a one-possession lead. It's a fine line, Mike, between do I keep the ball on the ground, continue to work the clock, or stay aggressive, try to extend this lead to a multiple-possession game. That's the balance this play caller is dealing with right now.
And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down. Now, a handoff to Edwards. And he'll be taken down as the clock ticks towards 2 minutes to play. Now, this defense will use the first of their timeouts. This crowd into it now as we get to 3rd down. Now they'll set up to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. That is a letdown there. Pass looked to be on target. No catch. And now 4th down. The Oilers now set to kick this one away. As they try to play the field position game here, protecting a fourth quarter lead. That's going to be out of bounds, no return. And the drive's going to start from just inside the 20-yard line. This is 1st and 10. They'll drop to throw. He'll swing this one out wide to his running back. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down. Here comes
second down. They'll look to throw. And a good effort there defensively. It's knocked away and incomplete. Time now becoming a factor as we get to third down. Out of the gun, he'll throw. That is incomplete. Here we go. They're down to what could be their final play. It's fourth down. Throwing now from the gun. Open man, right side. He's got it. Now another timeout called by this offense. They have one remaining. And they'll have a chance to talk things over after picking up that first down. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be second down. They'll look to throw again. This to the right side, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, like, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clock up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
They'll look to throw here on first down. And this throw batted away and incomplete.
All right, so this is why you get paid the big bucks. These are the possessions as a quarterback you need to deliver for your team. Everybody talks about 2 minutes. Everybody drills it every single week. And when it comes down to this moment in the game, your quarterback needs to be on point. After that first down incompletion, it just makes things that much harder.
On third down, they'll throw from the gun. He's going to be brought down very close to that line to gain. They're going to mark him just a bit short. And now it's fourth down.
And after that completion, they don't have enough to move the chain. So it's all going to come down to this. If they want any opportunity to go down and kick themselves a field goal, they've got to convert here on this fourth down. They need their best play. All came down to that play. The offense finds themselves trailing all out of their timeouts. The defense knew they were one stop away from ending this game, and they came up big when their team needed it.
Set to go now on first and 10. Victory formation here as he's down to a knee. So, it's a win for our visitors. They're able to build on the solid performance of a week ago, and they make it 2 in a row with the victory here in this one. So, that'll just about do it for Greg Olsen and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. With that, we say so long, everyone. choose the team you want to start your franchise with.
Use the options on.
It's the NFL on EA Sports. And up next is the Armadillos, superstar wide receiver. And with him, any catch could be a big one. He's the NFL leader in touchdown receptions. It's the Armadillos and the Nighthawks. Just ahead on EA Sports.
On EA Sports. Good to be with you. Mike Tirico, Greg Olson here in the booth. Greg, we got a couple of teams who love to throw the football. And you know how guys say, hey, we're not going against the other offense. We're going against the other team's defense. Greg, these star wide receivers, you know they're watching what the other guy does on the field here today.
Oh, in their minds, there's no question. They are competing against one another. And I think that's what makes this league so fun is when these guys, they know each other. They study each other. They work together in the off seasons. A lot of times they're friends.
So pleased to have you along. This should be a good one. We're set, and off we go here on EA Sports. They finally get him down, but he gets all the way up close to the 40-yard line. So the visitors ready to go on offense here for the first time. They are led out by a man who's done this now for a long time. Their veteran quarterback.
You think back to last week and what was really a pretty bland game. We didn't do a ton that was overly exciting, but his team was still able to come out with a win. I think that's really a testament to this roster that they have built. Yes, you're going to need your quarterback to play good ball as the season progresses. But in the meantime, they are good enough around him that as he continues to find his way, this is still a tough team to match up with.
Now off the bootleg, he'll look to throw here. A throw on the move is caught. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up third down. Motion the slot man left. They'll throw here on third and short yardage. He's got his man right side. It's complete. And they'll get this one down to the 35-yard line.
These third down conversions are just so important, Mike. Everybody stresses we want to possess the ball, give our offense as much opportunity to end as many drives as we can, scoring points. So if you want to stay on the field, you better be good on third down.
They'll look to throw yet again. Quickly to the outside and complete. That's a nice pickup on a first down throw. It's a gain of 8. Comes to the line now on 2nd and 2. Blitz coming. He'll throw it. In trouble, and he's going to be taken down.
If you're going to take a sack, you just can't add to it by taking such a massive loss on top of it. Understand when the pocket breaks down, move up, cut your losses. Now, not only do you lose that down, now you face a big uphill battle if you want to extend this drive.
Work to do following the sack. It is third and long. They'll throw out of the gun. And this is going to be incomplete. Great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a fourth down. Here comes the Nighthawks punt team. So that one's going to land out of bounds, and the official's going to mark it right at the 20-yard line. This crowd ready in anticipation, their offense taking the field for the first time. They'll be led out by the quarterback now in his 4th NFL campaign.
We had a chance to sit down with him this week, Mike. It almost came across to both of us that he wasn't entirely over last week's close loss, and He made the point. He said, listen, playing quarterback in the NFL, you're going to be judged by how well do you play and what is your record in one-score games. Last week, they found themselves on the wrong end of it. If they get themselves into a back-and-forth matchup today, they've got to make enough plays down the stretch to come away with the win.
Last play went the wrong way. It sets up second and long. It's second down and 12.
Every offense is looking to attack. But what does that do, Mike? It makes you a little susceptible to the throws outside the numbers, and it leads to a chunk play.
Here's first and 10. From the gun, here's a handoff, and he'll get about 5. With that, we give you a look at his numbers on the ground in last week's game. He'll come up here on second down and 5. He'll look to throw. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
Every defense in the league, Mike, they stress the importance of defending the middle of the field. And in this case, that's just too much room to operate. They have to find a way to close and cloudy up those windows, make the quarterback throw the ball to the sidelines. When you allow him to operate in there, especially with that much space, you're going to make for a long day. What started out as a promising drive seemed inevitable, Mike, with the way they were able to continue to move the ball, that they'd find themselves finishing with points. But after that second down sack brings up third and long, and this drive looks suddenly very different.
Open man, left side, he's got it. It's a pickup up top, and that will be a first down.
And this is what you can do when you have one of the best receivers in the game. You understand that even if the coverage is not perfect for the play call, sometimes it's just as simple as my guy is better than your guy, and we're going to just keep giving him a chance.
He's got his man on the in route. Yes, take it in over the middle.
Receiver just finds himself in a really nice groove, and there's these weird times in the game, Mike, where it just seems like every ball comes your way, every play they call, you're wide open, and you just find yourself in one of those grooves that athletes talk about. So they got to continue to ride the hot hand, because
he will power his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Armadillo. It's his third touchdown on the year. Two choices down there. Either work it up inside or use that speed to the edge. And Greggy's able to sneak it in for the touchdown.
Down here this close, Mike, there's a lot of bodies in there tight. So oftentimes, if you can get the back on the edge, they can rely on that speed, and that's exactly what we saw here. He wins the race to the pylon, and he's rewarded with 6 points.
The extra point is good. The Armadillos will take a 7-0 lead. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kicks away. This returnable from the 4. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Nighthawks offense ready to get going with their second possession. They were forced to punt the first time through. It led to a touchdown, so down 7-0 as they get the ball back for first and 10. They'll try to get the running game going. His first carry, not much to speak of on that one. Maybe a gain of a yard. It's second down. Going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact contact, jarring the ball loose and forcing third down. They're going to motion the tight end over here. This one complete right side. 11 yards on the pass there. That's enough for a first down. So a big third down hookup takes us to the break. 7-0 is our score. And EA Sports NFL Sunday returns after this. They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40.